Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. WWE Raw General Manager Adam Pearce shared a hilarious one-word reaction to a recent altercation with Liv Morgan. The 30-year-old captured the Women's Crown Jewel Championship at the Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia last weekend. The Raw GM interrupted Women's World Champion Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez last week on the Red brand. Pearce told Dominic Mysterio to back up as he made his way to the ring, and Morgan told the former NWA star not to talk to her stablemate like that. WWE shared the clip of the exchange on Instagram today, and you can check out the video in the post below. Pearce shared a hilarious one-word reaction to the promotion's post ahead of tonight's edition of Raw. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez unleashed a brutal attack on Rhea Ripley last month on NXT. The Eradicator has suffered a fractured orbital bone and seemingly has been pulled from an upcoming show at Madison Square Garden in New York. Bill Apter makes bold prediction about Liv Morgan's title reign in WWE. Wrestling veteran Bill Apter recently made a bold prediction about Liv Morgan's Women's World Champion reign. Damage Control star Iyo Sky won a battle royal last week to become the #1 contender for Liv's title. Speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine podcast, Apter praised Morgan's reign and noted that he did not envision the genius of the Sky capturing the gold from her. The veteran predicted that Morgan would likely hold onto the Women's World Championship for a while given the success she has had so far. "I think it's great. I don't think Iyo Sky is going to win the title, but the way Liv Morgan has improved in the past few years and in the PLE from Saudi Arabia, when she won the Crown Jewel title and they awarded it to her, her real raw emotions, how much she was moved by it speaks volumes about her. I think she's going to keep the title for a while." From 049 to 118. Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez helped Morgan defeat Nia Jax to become the Women's Crown Jewel Champion last weekend. It will be interesting to see if Iyo Sky can capture the Women's World Championship from the Judgment Day star in the weeks ahead. In the high-octane world of WWE, tensions flared as an unexpected altercation broke out between Liv Morgan and a backstage official, stirring buzz across social media and locker rooms alike. But it was Adam Pearce's reaction that set the wrestling world ablaze, as fans eagerly awaited his response. Known for his composed demeanor, Pearce usually diffuses situations with level-headedness and professionalism. However, when asked for his thoughts on the incident, he simply responded with one word: unbelievable. The story behind the confrontation wasn't your typical backstage disagreement. It began on Monday Night Raw, where Liv Morgan, in her usual fiery spirit, had narrowly lost a high-stakes match that would have positioned her for a shot at the Women's Championship. She was visibly frustrated as she headed backstage, her emotions barely contained. Several onlookers noticed her intense focus and the energy she carried, raw and unfiltered, a kind of fire that rarely simmered down easily. According to sources close to the situation, Pearce had been involved in an earlier conversation with Liv about her role in the women's division. She'd expressed frustrations over opportunities, her position in storylines, and a desire to showcase more of what she was capable of in the ring. Pearce had listened intently, taking in every word and nodding along as Liv shared her aspirations. But despite his sympathetic ear, he reminded her that every superstar had to bide their time and that pushing her boundaries too far might lead to unintended consequences. Caught off guard, the officials tried to calm her down, but the spark had already ignited into a full-on confrontation. It was at this moment that Pearce, alerted by a nearby producer, walked into the heated exchange. He approached cautiously, aware of how close to the edge Liv was. Yet, instead of diffusing the situation, something in Pearce's gaze must have communicated authority that rubbed Liv the wrong way. For whatever reason, pent-up frustration, perhaps, or an unmet expectation of support, she turned her frustration on him, demanding to know why he hadn't pushed harder for her. Pearce, known for his professional decorum, tried to de-escalate the situation. He raised a hand in a calming gesture, but the words didn't seem to reach her. In the heat of the moment, Liv's words grew sharper, accusing Pearce of not understanding the struggle of someone trying to climb the ladder without the same backing as top stars. It was an unexpected moment for Pearce, who had always viewed himself as a bridge between WWE management and its passionate talent. However, Liv's intense words and emotional display seemed to catch him off guard, leaving him silent for a moment. And then, with an almost dismissive air, he uttered that single word, unbelievable. The look on his face seemed to say it all, his patience, his own professional frustration, and perhaps a hint of disappointment. The word hung in the air, loaded with meaning, leaving an unmistakable impression on everyone who witnessed the exchange. Liv, taken aback by the response, froze for a second. A mix of emotions passed over her face, anger, hurt, and maybe even regret, but she maintained her stance, defiant and unyielding. Once the confrontation ended and Liv stormed off, word of Pearce's reaction began spreading like wildfire. Social media erupted, with fans speculating what could have prompted such a rare display from Pearce, who was typically known for his calm and collected responses. The backstage area buzzed with whispers, each account slightly more dramatic than the last, until unbelievable became a trending topic online. In the hours that followed, WWE superstars shared mixed reactions. Some expressed support for Liv, recognizing the pressures she faced and the challenges of vying for a spotlight in the highly competitive women's division. Others sided with Pearce, commending his poise and his history of supporting the talent, and they saw Liv's outburst as an unfortunate misstep on her part. Even WWE executives took notice of the altercation, with rumors circulating that an emergency meeting was held to address the situation and consider if any formal action should be taken. But Pearce's one-word response, unbelievable, seemed to have cemented itself as a symbol of something larger, a representation of the frustrations, ambitions, and complex dynamics that simmer just beneath the surface in WWE. Liv, reflecting on the incident later, realized the significance of Pearce's reaction. She knew that her words had crossed a line, that maybe in her pursuit to prove herself, she had let her emotions get the better of her. She made no public comment, but sources close to her suggested that she was contemplating reaching out to Pearce to apologize and discuss her feelings in a more constructive way. The challenge, she realized, wasn't just about pushing boundaries, but learning how to channel her passion in a way that aligned with her goals. For Pearce, the incident was both a learning moment and a reminder of the intensity that WWE talent faced. As someone responsible for balancing the needs of superstars with the interests of the company, he'd seen countless passionate individuals make their cases.